Hello, welcome to Lemon Studios, where we talk anything and everything entertainment. I'm, of course, Lemon himself, Zeke Lamone, and this is Crash right here. Say hi, buddy. He don't want to put his head up. He just wants to lay down. And this is my review for Gran Turismo, or Gran Turismo, based on a true story. I don't know why they added it to the title, but it is what it is. Also, the sun is directly on my blinds, as you can see, so I'm going to have these nice little shades here. But before we get into the review, let's get the house clean out of the way, shall we? I'm going to need you to leave a like, subscribe to this channel, as it helps me grow into my YouTube career. And also comment below, let me know your thoughts of Gran Turismo, the game, the movie, whatever. And let's have a conversation down it. I would greatly appreciate all of that. Now, let's get into the review. So, I was looking forward to this movie because I'm a sucker for a underdog story, sports-esque type movie. And also video game movies are starting to take a turn of a new leaf. Like, they're good now. We've been waiting for that first great one though. And I do believe we finally have it with this one. This movie is absolutely phenomenal. This is the best video game movie ever made. Hands down, it's not even close. I mean, I don't even know what is second. Sonic, which is a good movie, but this, like, with how 2023 is going right now, I mean, this could still be nominated for an Oscar, possibly. That's how much I thoroughly enjoyed this movie. In fact, I even said this in my immediate reaction on TikTok, Lemon Studios, or Lemon Review, same profile picture, cheap plug over there. Make sure you follow that account as well. That if you were to come to me and say, this is the best movie of 2023, I wouldn't disagree with you. To me personally, it's still Oppenheimer, but this is a very, very solid movie. It had no business being as good as it was. And I was someone who was low-key starting to get a little turned off from this movie. Now, I'm probably a victim of my own, of who I am, because as someone who goes to the movies mostly every single week, this movie was on every single movie that I went and saw. Like, you know, I would hear, "You Can Hate Me Now," and David Harbour going, "You puked on my lawn," and the main guy going, "I raced this track 1,000 times. Like, there's a lot of quotes in that trailer that I was just waiting to hear in the movie. And surprisingly, there were still quite a bit that weren't that didn't make the movie. They were just for the trailer, which, you know, I did appreciate. And one thing that really stands out to this movie quite a bit is, I always use this scene from Spider-Man 3, the Sam Raimi Spider-Man 3, where you don't make noise. Like, you don't make a scene because, like, oh, you have to make a scene. No, you will also still give some stakes within that scene. And this movie has that, where, you know, it's a biopic and it's an underdog story, and you can kind of tell how it's going to go. Because, obviously, he makes it, right? I don't think I'm spoiling anything there, because why else would they make the movie? He makes it to the big leagues, and those steps getting to the big leagues where you're just like, well, yeah, I mean, you know the notions, and you're not just watching it, like, you can still have some excitement with it. And I use the scene from Spider-Man 3 where Peter gets the ring and Harry gets him, where the peril isn't, okay, yeah, no, Peter's obviously not going to lose, and Harry's obviously not going to die, so this is just noise. No, the ring's in peril, so if he loses the ring, oh crap, we have some stakes. So that was what makes the scene engaging. And this movie has a few of those where it's not just a, okay, well, obviously he's gonna make it to the academy to have a chance to qualify to be a professional racer. So what makes this scene engaging? Well, it's not necessarily the race that he is doing, is he gonna make it on time? And that's what makes it intriguing. Then there's also the, well, obviously he is going to, again, make it. Like, so what makes the academy? And so on and so forth, where there is a bunch of those scenes where it's not just done to be done. And also when he does make it, and then there's another hurdle that he has to, I mean, it's a constant climb. I mean, you feel the climb of this movie from each step of the ladder. And they just add stakes to every single thing, but the overall stake that they have is this pendant of, you know, and it's from the trailer of, if you crash in the game, you just reset and you pause and it's all good. But over here, you can die. Like, you can really hurt some people. You cannot just hurt yourself, you can hurt the others around you. And you really feel that with how they filmed the races and how the camera is zoomed in and how you can feel the space. It is just mesmerizing. And you just, again, it just feels real. It feels real. Like I hold my breath for quite a bit of these races. I was very, very engaged throughout the whole entire thing. And then there's a turn where, you know, with the stakes, and you just live in it for a little bit. And to me, that's when the movie really, really starts to sink. This movie gets better with every single act that there is, because again, even though you are still engaged within those scenes of, okay, well, obviously he's going to do this, he's going to do that, and they are still engaging, but again, you already have that notion of, well, I know he's going to make it to here, at least. With every single act where it gets a little harder, with every single act where it gets a little bit harder for him, it's where the movie starts to really shine, because then you don't know, well, I don't know if he's going to win. I don't know if he's going to place. I don't know if he's going to do any of these things. Where the movie really, really sings and is at its strongest. Now, what makes this movie, to me, second to Oppenheimer, because this is my second favorite movie of the year, is that it does overstay its welcome a little bit. And within that, that means is that there are some things they just harp back to way too many times where you just didn't need it. Like, to me, the beginning, where they show how this crazy idea could even come from. Like, yeah, we're going to take a gamer and we're going to put him in a car. Because this is based on a true story. So even though this, to me, this is the best video game movie, is this really a video game movie? I don't know, but I'm calling it a video game movie, and is the best video game movie to me. Where someone would get this crazy idea as to, yeah, no, I'm going to take a gamer and put him in the car. And they explained that really from the beginning. And you're like, oh, okay, yeah, cool. All right, I'm in. And then they explained again. And it's just like, okay, well, I don't know if we really necessarily needed that scene in the beginning now, because we're doing it here, and this scene feels more essential. And there's also some things that are added throughout the movie with our main character, where, you know, he is climbing the ladder, that just don't come back at all. And some things that just weren't even needed, that I feel like the studio made them add because it sells. Like, for one, there is this, with the way he talks to press and how he's presentable and all that stuff, and I am more than guilty of that too. Hell, I get that from my job as well. Like, yeah, you don't know how to talk to higher ups, and, you know, with him it's, yeah, you don't know how to talk to press and all that stuff, and, you know, you're not really presentable. But there's this other person that is, with the Orlando Bloom character, where he's just like, yeah, but, you know, all these different things, never comes back. We never see him struggle with press throughout the whole entire movie, and we never see that conflict between these two. So it is kind of like, well, why are you even putting it in the movie, and why are you even dangling it as a thread? I would have liked to see that experience as someone who can somewhat relate to that when it comes to my normal job. And but again, it doesn't come into play. And also, he has a love interest. And for the 77 who subscribe to me know, Zeke loves love. I love love. Like, you don't have to do much for me to buy into this, to a love story. And, you know, I bought into this as well. But in the overscaping of the movie, it was not needed. And to me, it really did feel like studios like, give that boy a love interest, because, again, it means nothing. It truly, truly means nothing. And some of the story beats, where even though they do come back into play, it was kind of like, okay, yeah, it's a checks off conversation with said person, or checks off this and checks off that. However, those are very minor for the most part. Very, very, very minor. I mean, I'm still giving this a freshly squeezed lemonade. It was very much flirting with strawberry lemonade. For those of you who don't know, strawberry lemonade is the highest rating that I can ever give a movie, because strawberry lemonade is the best kind of lemonade, and freshly squeezed lemonade is right under strawberry lemonade. So that's what Gran Turismo is. But those things are a standout where I do have to talk about it. One, love interest, felt like a studio note. Two, some things presented like this PR appearance for our main character, that Orlando Bloom's character, the guy who has the idea to put the gamer in the car and trying to market it, wasn't needed whatsoever. And also going back to the well too many times of how this idea could have came to be, and some other things as well. where, you know, I still talk about it, and like, yeah, I know there's some problems with it, but it's very, very minor. And overall, besides those, again, small things, this movie sings, and it sings very, very well. Please, please go out to the theaters and see this movie in a theater. You will not regret it. Pay it at max price if you want to. See on the biggest screen possible. You're gonna have a hell of a time doing it. I do recommend this movie, and that's gonna be it from me, guys. I'll see you here next time at Lemon Studios.